The last video done, I was talking about psychosis and how I used aspects of it to heal myself. Like I said, I just giving you my experience and what I done to try heal. One of the things is during psychosis, you're kind of like, I was over aware or something like that, and I had a kind of a, what do you call it, spiritual crisis. Start question things like, I'm not a religious person, but never really was, but still question things like, especially when you're in that frame of mind. But what I noticed as well was a lot of people, you're kind of watching them and you're hyper aware, so you start to notice a lot of people have the same habits, the same things to do, same way of interacting with people, the same things. Um, just when you're hanging around with someone, you pick up their habits. That's the best way of putting it. But so when I came home, that I was first thing I started looking at the power of the belief that made me believe things that weren't real. So it gave me an idea of the mind. So I started looking at actually religions and reading about them. No particular one. Doesn't matter whether you're Hindu, Jewish, Catholic, whatever. There's loads of them. The core principle from my taking was no, it's not a religious thing here, but the core principle of them was the same, exact same: peace and love, happiness. Treat people the way you like to be treated. But I found out when I was really in touch with it, and that was spirituality. And one thing about that was I kind of went into what you would call a kind of a spiritual crisis. So I had to get in touch with myself, but I also had to get in touch with everything else. And doing so, like, I already knew the power of belief, man. It warped my mind, the power of belief. So I knew how powerful it was. So that's where it kind of was on about getting in touch with yourself, have self-belief in yourself. And so I started reading about stuff and I started believing a lot of it. And I came across one thing was, for me, I called it shadow work. Other people call it looking at other people making mistakes and make sure you're not effing up as well. But what I noticed was I found I learned an awful lot about myself, because it's so easy to look at other people and see their mistakes and where to go wrong. But with us, we can't, because we've a protective mechanism there again. And we don't like admitting our mistakes. We justify them, and if we're making mistakes constantly, our subconscious will hide them from us. Like, don't let us know. When you're looking at someone else do them, oh, you picked them out. It was so easy to find faults in people. So bloody easy. I do it all day if I got paid for it. But what I do is I'd look at people doing messing up. Now, you only have to be honest to yourself here. You don't have to be honest to anyone else. You don't even have to tell anyone, right? But inside your own head, look at what they're doing. That's messing up their life or causing them heartache or hardship, right? And then think back to things you've done very similar. That's what I done. I thought back to things I've done very similar. I started to notice habits that other people had messing their life up. Or you had as well, in different ways. Maybe like if you're alcohol was messing up your life, it's an addiction. So you might be looking at a gambler and he'd be messing up his life, gambler, it's an addiction. So you might realize you could be addicted to work, you could be addicted to exercise, you could be addicted to whatever. And you start pulling that apart and relate it back to yourself. That was grand and went well for a while, but what I did notice was they weren't the major problems that were causing me grief and aggro. What I noticed was one day I was was it in work? I think it was in work. But I noticed someone, and I was doing my little shadow work, not messing up like they do. And I was like, jeez, that person, that's class. And everyone loves that about that person. That people love that about them. And then I noticed, well, I can relate that back to me. And I thought it was great. Oh yeah, people love that. But I just kept looking at him, and I realised something. That thing that everyone loved about him was absolutely making his life misery, pure hardship. And it was quite simple, man. Before he looked after himself, he looked after everyone else to make sure that no one thought badly of him or anything like that. And when I started looking at him and looking at me, and I started looking at the positive aspects of myself that people would like, I realised, hold on here a second, some of these positive aspects that people like about me are making my life hard. And the reason I was doing them was people pleasing, trying to keep people happy, because you don't want them to think badly or anything like that. But after a while, I knitted them all out. I still try, if you help someone out, help someone out, like. But if it starts affecting your own life, don't be running around bending over backwards, because all you'll do is you'll be lining up things there for yourself, and then you'll be putting to one side because someone else needs a hand or needs whatever, and then you'll promise two people things, and then next minute you promise this person that person that, and you can't do both of them, so you have to make a choice, and then you're paranoid because that person thinks you're a bad person or doesn't like you, and oh, you don't know, pure nightmare, like, and you don't want to say no to people. So so what I did was, every time someone asked me to do something, I try my best not to give them an answer there and then. I think, and I say, is this going to affect me positively, negatively? If it's going to affect me negatively, tiny bit, and it's going to affect them positively, massively, yeah, I'll do it. Like, if it's going to affect me negatively, a good bit, and then positively a little bit, I won't do it. You know, you have your little scale or chart, whatever, like I said, but then I started thinking more, and I realised something. Man. I was trying to get everyone to keep me happy. I'm pretty sure you all do the same. Keep everyone happy. Get them to like you, who think you're brilliant, think you're a great lad, then you have an ego or whatever. But at the end of the day, you have to look after yourself first. And you don't have to be a bad guy or always say no to people. Just be, well, for me, I was just mindful of how me always saying yes to people or something that was affecting me. And then I came to the vast conclusion, and it's my own personal belief, man. If every single person out there likes you, everyone, well, then there's a huge problem, and you're the problem. Because I don't know anyone in this world, apart from one or two broken people, that everyone likes. Because someone doesn't like you somewhere. It's part of life. Not everyone's going to like you, the same way as you're not going to like everyone else. It doesn't work like that. We all don't get home with each other. We might have to work together with each other and all that, but not everyone's going to get on. It's a fact, like. So don't be trying to bend over backwards to make people like you. I done it. It doesn't work out well for you, might work out well for them. And human nature, if you're too good to someone, they'll make a bloody ego out of you. Don't intentionally do it, but they will do it. I do it to one of my kids here, Arthur. Like, I haven't even wanted to do Arthur, because I know he'll do it, and he won't question it. He'll just do it. And you look at the sad, miserable face on him, and he hops off the couch and he goes to his, and then he sits back down, and well, it actually got to the stage where I sat down and said, "You're going to have to start saying no to us, plain and simple." Just because he has to. But now he takes a little bit of advantage. He says no to everything, and he throws that back in my face. You always say no to me. You told me to say no. And that leads to him getting banned off something. But anyway, that's it. Just a little thing is like, put yourself first. Don't try to keep people pleasing. Do a bit of people watching. You probably already do as well, but you won't admit it. But look for their mistakes. But look for the same mistakes in your life. But the key one is, look for what everyone likes about them and see if it's affecting their life negatively. Yeah. Chat to you all later.